Thank you, Honorable Minister. Gentlemen of the press, succinctly put, I'm sure you recall my various exposures in the media in the last few weeks and the various announcements and agenda direction that have been setting with regards to the solid mineral sector. And principally to say and state and restate again that the solid mineral sector is very critical to the economic survival of Nigeria going forward because of obvious reasons, what is happening in the global market on oil, the clamor for climate change, the movement to green energy and all of that. All of this have combined to reduce somewhat appreciably the issue of oil in international market. Of course, oil is still sold. However, the trend is going down. So if we are not careful, if we do not make conscious efforts to diversify, in a couple of years, Nigeria will find itself in economic dire straits. And if we have an abundance of solid mineral resources, why shouldn't we diversify, concentrate, exploit judiciously, proficiently, and efficiently these God-given abundant resources? So that, in essence, encapsulates the policy decisions that the Federal Executive Council approved today. It's a draft policy on the entire solid mineral sector, covering the gamut of all activities, operations, guidelines, regulatory framework, handling, sourcing, mining, everything, all the dynamics in the sector. This policy approval today that we got from the Federal Executive Council now gives us in the ministry the teeth that we've wanted to be able to now act with precision on all of those things that we have mapped out. Measures on security. You're also quite aware of illegal mining activities all over the country by both high and low. And I say that with all sense of responsibility. The artisanal, the so-called itinerant miners who just pick gold, lithium anywhere without licenses. These are so-called illegal miners. But those are the low class. We have the high class also involved in this game. So we are rejigging the security architecture involving an inter-security agency structure to ensure that we combat this menace. These and other measures are part of what the policies that the Federal Executive Council approved today. So in essence, is to give the Solid Minerals Ministry the teeth with which to act on all issues pertaining to the regulation, sourcing, handling, management, operation of all the solid minerals sector, sanitizing the environment, making it investor friendly, and ensuring the security and stability of investment, and of course, giving out also a lot of attractions to foreign investors, both local and foreign investors. So the operation or operationalization of the solid mineral sector through the approval of today's policy is being sanitized. Thank you. Those who are asking what kind of difference would it make from previous administration's attempts, I do not know if you do a content analysis of previous administrations' attempts to revitalize the sector, whether there has been anything near the kind of renewed focus, the energy that we have put in it, the kind of dynamism that both the local and foreign investors are acknowledging on a daily basis, as attested to by the last week's Mineral Week, Nigerian Mining Week that we had. At least 3 different big players in the global lithium market did say it, even at the forum there publicly, that they've been in the business for over 23 years, and they've never seen a situation where there's so much focus on solid minerals in Nigeria in the last 23 years. And these are the big players in the mineral sector in the world, not locally. So that is a testament to the kind of energy that we've brought into this sector, that this government has brought into the sector, and that eloquently tells you of a clear demarcation in terms of policy conceptualization, policy formulation, policy execution, and policy monitoring. And that's the necessary thing. Yes, you can have all the plans and programs and objectives on paper. It is the passion with which you bring into anything that you set your eyes on. And once you have the passion, you have the vision, the knowledge to translate that vision into reality, and the courage with which to push through all of those critical elements that are necessary in translating policies into reality. There is nowhere else but success for you. So we've been able to demonstrate that in the last few weeks. In fact, somebody, I don't want to be sounding immodest, but I know what the people have been saying about the differences between the previous administration's focus on solid minerals and actions and what we've been able to achieve in the last few weeks. Now, somebody did ask about the significant thing that we want to do differently. I think it's the chairman, that we want to do differently in terms of curbing illegal mining, and that previous administrations also worked with the security agencies that we also intend to work with. And what's different from our approach? It's simple, and I've said this several times too. This time around, we are injecting a large dose of technology. Yes, we have a very vast land area and porous borders as well. So the incidence of illegal mining is very, very pervasive, especially in the rural areas. And we've also traced incidents of banditry to the handiwork of illegal mining, especially foreign illegal miners. Some notorious foreigners who come to our nation sponsor banditry in the local areas with a view to driving away the local population and then moving in to start extracting, exploration and extracting our minerals. It's technology that is helping us to decipher all of this. So we are investing more heavily in injection of technology into our security architecture, and that's making a huge difference. Like I said, I'm in touch with the Chief of Army Staff, the National Security Advisor, the Inspector General of Police, and we're putting our heads together. But the difference this time around is the injection of technology into the system, and that we will see the result pretty soon. Somebody did ask also the timeline to these policies or time frame. Yes, we have the time frame, but that is not subject of public discourse for now, because there are some of the mechanisms to translate the time frame into reality that we are still putting together. Certain policies also demand gestation period. If you are versed in public administration, you will know that when you conceptualize a policy today, there's always a gestation period before it begins to translate into results. So the manifestations are going to come when we have finished with the concocting of the mechanisms. That is when we'll be very sure about the sanctity of the time frame that we are going to announce to you. But we'll do that in due course. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.